Good morning, welcome back. It's Friday Coffee Talks. I'm your host, Connor Volpe, and we are here on Friday. We're talking over coffee. I've got a lovely honey latte that I made today. The first time I made it this way, I put the honey in the milk and then steamed the milk. Whew, it's so good. Yeah, delicious. Awesome. I hope you guys had the best Christmas. Ours has been a sprint, but it's been the best kind of sprint. We've both got family in the state, so we did three Christmases now. We do Christmas Eve at my in-laws at the Shepherd's. We did Christmas morning here. We did Christmas evening at my parents, and then we do Christmas. We did 2 days after Christmas with my dad's family. So yeah, we've been through the ringer. Lots of driving, lots of screaming babies in the car. But it's been wonderful. The kids had a blast this Christmas. I had a wonderful Christmas. I hope you got all the good things from Santa that you wanted. I definitely did. Look at this new Store Magic hoodie. Store Magic Yellow. Parker picked it out. He's a champ. He's a company man like myself. I got a standing desk converter thing. I got the best stuff. I got such cool stuff. I hope you did as well. But perhaps the best part of Christmas is something that I had mentioned last week, and I want to take you through it with us this week. It's the cinnamon rolls. So it's our tradition. I talked about it on last week's quick episode with the kids, but I did document a little bit of the cinnamon roll process. I didn't get everything, but I want to take you through it today. So let's dive right in. First of all, let me start off. I used the Pioneer Woman's recipe, so I'm not taking claim for this at all. I totally stole her recipe and we've been using it every year. It is fantastic. It's so good. I have a couple of tweaks that I've made and I'll kind of tell you about them. But the other disclaimer that I'll put out there is it's a very long process. So it's not like hey, let's wake up at 8 o'clock and let's just make some cinnamon rolls and we'll have them for breakfast. No. If you're going to make them, you probably need to make them the day before or something like that. In my case, I made them like 2 or 3 days before. So there's a lot of breaks in the recipe, like, make this and wait for it to cool completely, or make this and let it sit for 2 hours. Make this, let it sit overnight in the fridge. Like, there's a lot of those steps. So it's a very involved recipe, but they turn out wonderful. So we start off, the first thing is almost boiling milk, oil, and sugar. Do all that together. Now, when I do this, I double the recipe, and each recipe has 2 batches. So that adds to the length of time that it takes. 4 times to clean off the kitchen island, roll out the dough, flour, roll out the dough, make the rolls, cut them up, clean everything completely, and start over. So yeah, milk, oil, sugar, you get that to a simmer, get it heated up, and then let it cool to warm. So that just sits for a while on the counter, just waits. At the end of that step, you add the yeast, you add some flour, you add some baking soda, or not yet. You get that going. So I've got these 2 huge pots and pans. I'm going to have to see if I can find some old pictures. These 2 huge bowls full of dough at that point. You let them rise for a couple hours. Then you add another round of flour and baking soda and baking powder, and then the dough is ready. At this step, she says that you can go ahead and use it and start rolling it out. I've found, and you'll see in this first video, that it's too sticky right then. So I went ahead and did that on the first half of the first batch, and this is me rolling out the first batch of dough. So as you can see, it gets sticky. It's like real sticky. I don't know. I put that in pretty fast motion, but this was a really sticky dough. It stuck to the counter. It stuck to my hands. It stuck to the knife when I was cutting it. So I would definitely recommend, once you get the dough ready, put it in the fridge at least for a couple hours. Let it cool, let it chill, or even overnight. I've had my best results when it sits overnight. So you roll it all out completely. You get it all done, and then comes the fun part. This is where the kids generally will help me. So once you get it all rolled out to this big rectangle, then you pour over copious amounts of melted butter. You get to sprinkle on as much sugar as your little fancy heart desires, and then cinnamon. So obviously it's not a cinnamon roll without cinnamon. So you sprinkle on the cinnamon, get the whole thing covered, and then roll it up into this big old log of cinnamon roll. And then it gets chopped into slices and put into pans. So this year we made 13 pans of cinnamon rolls. It's fun. I really enjoy it. It's a mess. It's a process, but it's a lot of fun. To cook for people that I love is great. So this is the kids helping me with the butter and the sugar part. All right, so once you get everything panned out, it's all sat there. I generally will like to let it sit out on the table and rest. Rise is the word in baking, Connor. Rise for a little bit. The things kind of puff up a little bit. They get ready to go. They'll puff up in the oven too, but I like to let them just a little bit. And then from there, generally from there, I'll just put lids on everything and put them in the fridge until we're ready to go deliver to people. I've tried to do it earlier before, but generally it's driving around Christmas Eve morning delivering cinnamon rolls to people. So that's generally the process. And then comes, I need some more of this coffee. And then comes generally the best part, which is this right here. All right, so what are we making, guys?
Frosting.
Frosting! What kind of frosting?
Cinnamon roll frosting.
Yeah, but what's that?
Maple syrup.
Maple syrup. All right, put some in. Okay, that's good. That's good. We measure with our hearts around here.
That one is a light.
Oh, the frosting. The frosting. It's this lovely maple frosting. This is one of the tweaks where I've kind of deviated from Ree Drummond's recipe. She calls to put espresso and maple flavoring in it. That we've tried that. It's pretty good. I like the coffee flavor, but I am generally looking for a more just maple frosting. So this year we went with real maple syrup instead of the maple flavoring and no coffee. And I think it turned out the best it's ever done. So the kids got to help me with this part. They loved it. The frosting was good. They got to lick the beater, the spatula after we poured it out into portions. Disclaimer there. But we made the wonderful frosting. We put it on these little tubs to go with the trays of cinnamon rolls, and then we began our little elf duties of passing them out to all of our family and friends. So let me know if you want on the list next year. They're really good. I guess I can triple the recipe if I have to. We can do it. But yeah, it's been a great week. It's been a really fun week. Store Magic was kind enough to close the company this week, so we've had the whole week off, which was wonderful. Very much appreciated. It's been a fun, interesting week because normally when I take time off, even if I'm on vacation, I'm really mainly just working half days. A lot of you know what I'm talking about. It's very tough to disconnect, especially in sales. Even at the beach, I'm constantly checking on things. I'm making sure that things are moving along as they are. This time of year, though, it becomes a little bit easier to actually take days off. So I've still been monitoring email and making sure that things are happening as they need to this week. But I've taken more of a vacation than I think I probably ever have this week. So it's been really good to spend some time with family, play with the kids with their toys, help Parker build some of his Legos. The list goes on of all the fun we've had this week. Setting up my own stuff. I got some really new gear that I think is going to be awesome. It's going to change the game for interviews, especially in-person interviews. So for those of you who are on my list, I'm coming for you. I've got some gear now. Some new microphones. I've got a mixer. So it's going to make future interview episodes so much better. I can't wait to use it. So I've been tinkering around a lot with that this week. But it's just been really good downtime to relax, play some video games, kind of take my mind off of things. So I hope you've all had a wonderful, restful holiday season. I hope you have a wonderful New Year this weekend. Drink some coffee. Oh, that's the other thing I was going to mention. I got some coffee from my Mandy's uncle is in from Texas. Uncle Ron, shout out to Uncle Ron. They live in the Austin area, and he brought they bring a care package every year for Christmas, and he brought some coffee for us, a taste of Austin from HEB, and it is phenomenal. It's so good. That was in the coffee pot yesterday. Very, very, very good. So I can't wait to finish that bag. And yeah, I hope you all have wonderful holidays. Shoot off some fireworks. Keep all your fingers intact, please. Be careful. Have a safe New Year. Drink some champagne. I hope you kiss the one you love at midnight. I hope I will. I'll be waking her up off the couch for it. And you guys just have a great one. Thank you for everything in 2022. We've got big things coming in 2023. I hope you'll join us. We'll catch you next week.